Hey, we talked a little bit about FanDuel right there. We sold some
Mhm.
FanDuel right there. Why don't we take a look at some odds or some of your picks for some of the things going forward for 2023?
Yes, because I got some odds pulled up here, Sully, and we'll just go through the top five. You can tell me how you like the order, the top five in terms of betting odds, and then I'll give you my favorite person for each category in terms of value, who I think you should be putting your money on, who I think has a realistic chance, but maybe a little undervalued in this FanDuel. So let's start with the big time award. We're going to start with the NL MVP. You might be surprised, maybe you won't be surprised, but the favorite and kind of the heavy favorite to win the NL
Hold on, let me
MVP.
guess. Can I guess? Can I guess the
Okay,
heavy
okay,
favorite?
yeah,
Let
okay,
me
yeah,
let
this
me
will
see
be
if let
fun.
me see if I can guess it. The heavy favorite
Okay.
I'm going to say is probably Manny Machado.
That's a fun one, Sully. Manny Machado doesn't even crack the top five, but his
That's what.
teammate, he's got a teammate though at number one. Do you want to guess
Oh,
his
they have
teammate?
Juan Soto. Or they have Juan Soto at number one.
Juan Soto plus
Okay.
550 and the big time favorite to win the NL MVP.
I guess I think he's got to have a full year in San Diego. Doesn't have the. He's playing Washington, where he's walked left and right. He's acclimated himself to the Padres situation. He's going to have Xander Bogarts and Manny Machado and probably Fernando Tatis Jr. in that lineup with him. Off he goes. I could see that. I could see that. I mean, I went with Machado, who, by the way, has never won an MVP. I would put him in there as well. But hey, what do I know?
And that's the only thing that would give me hesitancy with betting on Soto is the fact that he does have Manny Machado, a dude that could win the MVP as well. But of course, we saw that not slow down Paul Goldschmidt last year with
I was
no
about to
one
say
out
that,
of it.
that no one seems to care about that. So
Yeah, I feel like it matters maybe more in basketball, but in baseball, no one cares. Do you want to guess? These next two players are tied for number two and number three at plus 950. And I just mentioned one of them.
oh, wait a second. I mean, Paul Goldschmidt
Yep, he's tied at number
at
two at
number
950.
two, and probably going to be I'm going to say Mookie Betts.
Oh, look at this guy, Sully Baseball. Number two, number three, Paul Goldschmidt, the reigning MVP. I guess he's
Hmm.
got to have good odds if you're the reigning
Yeah.
MVP. And then Mookie Betts, I mean, he's probably due. It seems like every other year Mookie Betts puts up an MVP type season. So maybe he does that this year with the Dodgers.
Yeah, good thing the Red Sox have that tax relief though, because they need a break. They need a
They
break.
still got Connor Wong, right? He's still in the organization or something from that deal.
Peter
Then at
Downs
number
DFA'd.
Yeah, Gio Dow's DFA is just insane. And they got Verdugo. Number four. Do you want to try to guess number four and number five? They're tied.
Number four, number five. It would Bryce Harper be four?
No, Bryce Harper, because I think he's coming off what, that Tommy John surgery. Might miss
All
most of
right,
the year. He's
okay.
really low in the odds.
Oh well, then just tell me Ronald Acuna Jr.
Look at this guy, Sully Baseball,
I
checking
swear
in.
I'm not looking at. It. I swear I'm not looking at. It. I'm just trying to think of
Yeah.
who would be that type of player.
Yeah, technically, there's a few guys tied around Acuna Jr. because at
Okay.
plus 100, at plus 1,000, you got Acuna
Uh,
Jr. You want
Pete
to guess the other?
Alonso, is Pete Alonso one of them with the Mets?
Close. He's close. He's at plus 1,400.
Okay. Trying to think of who else would be there. But no one else in L. I mean, not Freddie Freeman.
You thought he was going to be the favorite. You mentioned him to start this exercise.
Oh, Manny Machado.
Yep, plus
Okay.
1,000. And then
Okay.
there's like two other people.
Is Freddie Freeman on there or no?
He's on the list, but he's at plus 1,300.
Oh, it's Ketel Marte.
Oh, I really wish it was Ketel Marte. I mean, he might be the best value on this list quietly, but no.
Geez, I'm
There's so many players.
yeah, I'm gonna just sort of throw. I can't. It's not gonna be Christian Yelich.
No, yeah,
Um,
Yelich is not a good bet. I would not
no.
say that.
Arenado.
Yelich plus 10,000 tied with Scherzer. Yes, it is Arenado. And then you have
Arenado. Okay.
one other guy at plus 1,000 tied with those two.
Plus 1,000. Is it? It's a position player. It's not a
And
pitcher, right?
yeah, I'll give you a hint. He missed most of last season with a shoulder injury after a motorcycle accident, and then he was suspended for PEDs on top of it.
Oh, Tatis Jr.
Tatis Jr. all tied at plus
Wow.
1,000.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Fine. I think I have as good a chance of winning the MVP as Tatis Jr. But anyway, cool. All right. All
Yeah,
right.
so that's like your top five-ish, basically. I mean, there's a bunch of dudes tied at plus 1,000, but I think the most interesting player, honestly, when I look at this MVP list in the National League, I think the best value to me is that plus 2,000. I'm looking at Austin Riley, actually, of the Atlanta Braves, who has had a monster year back-to-back seasons. Acuna
Yeah.
has been in and out of that lineup. They're a pretty young team as well. Matt Olson, or not Matt Olson, Freddie Freeman no longer there. I think Austin Riley is slowly and could emerge as the face of that franchise. Acuna always seems to have a little friction sometimes with the fans or the front office. I don't know what's really going on there. So I like Austin Riley at plus 2,000 as potential MVP for the National League. I think that's good odds.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
All right. So let's do the AL MVP.
Okay. I think this one's pretty easy to guess. If you want to guess the number one.
Well, Trout probably, or Trout or Otani or
Easy.
Judge.
It's easily Otani
Yeah.
as the favorite at plus 220. Second is your guy that you just mentioned, Aaron Judge, and then Mike Trout, number three. So pretty easy.
Otani is basically going to be if he continues to be an excellent offensive performer and even a serviceable pitcher, then he's always going to get the MVP unless someone has a historic season like Aaron Judge did last year. We're just going to, for the foreseeable future, if Otani remains an all-star level hitter and an all-star level pitcher, then there's nothing left to discuss.
Yeah, Otani. It should take a historic season basically every year for Otani.
And the Judge's season last year was exactly the kind of season it would take to wrestle that away from him. So I would have no compunction saying it's Otani until proven otherwise.
Yeah,
Judge, you have to. I would be slow to bet on Judge if we've seen anything in his career. He's been remarkable when he's healthy, but he's had some health. There have been times that he's been out of the lineup, and when you're a big, lumbering, as Bill Brewer said, Herman Munster looking player, you're going to be susceptible to injuries. And I would be, look at. I think he's going to have a fine season next year, no matter what. But it would not stun me if we saw that he wound up playing 120 games.
yeah. Mike Trout's someone too that's been kind of injured. He's looked like an MVP when he's played, but he's also someone that's been in and out the lineup the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Mike Trout has. But Sully, I think this list, because I think it's pretty easy to ask someone name the top three favorites for MVP. I think everyone or most people guess Otani, Judge, and Trout.
Mhm.
Number four, I think, is where it gets interesting because I'll let you guess number four. He's the reigning American League Rookie of the Year.
Wait, who won the Rookie of the Year last year?
Oh,
I lost track. I lost track of who won the Rookie of the Year. Hold on. I just blanked. I think I had a stroke. Wait, who the hell won the Rookie of the Year?
They also broke their playoff drought after 21.
Julio Rodriguez. That's
Yeah,
right. Of
there
course.
we go.
Of course. Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
Julio
God.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Fourth
I
and
actually
odd.
was going to Julio Rodriguez was one of the names I was going to guess as a potential MVP. And then I'm like, wait, who then? Okay, the Rookie of the Year. It's amazing. My memory of who won the Rookie of the Year in like the 80s and 90s is airtight, and now it's like, who won it last year? Wait a minute. Who won it last year? Yes, of course. Julio Rodriguez is an absolutely great choice.
Yeah, he's a fantastic choice.
Yeah.
He's at number four. Number five, Jordan Alvarez at plus 1,200.
Yeah.
That rounds out your top five. You got Vlad Guerrero at six, Jose Ramirez at seven.
Is
But
Rafi Devers on there at all or no?
I was going to say, Sully, my favorite value, though, on this list at plus 3,500, he's like eighth on this list. Rafael Devers. Why not? The Red Sox are probably going to suck, but Mike Trout has showed us multiple times your team doesn't need to be good for you to win the MVP. Otani has also showed that.
Yeah.
Devers is going to be the main man in that lineup. And plus, the way pitchers are going to attack Devers, it's going to be even harder for him to get his offense because he's going to be the one everyone's keening in on. So if Devers puts up an MVP type season with everyone knowing all these pitchers are pitching around Rafael Devers, why not Devers for MVP?
Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting pick. I'm very interested to see what Correa is going to do returning to Minnesota. If he's going to be, it's the first time in a few years that he knows where he's going to play for the next couple of years. We'll see if he reverts back to his MVP caliber player. And I can't help but think that someone from the, someone from Toronto. I'm going to have Ruth Capulus, who's one of the saber head of the Toronto chapter, the saber for the Blue Jays. She's going to be on this week. I think I'm more optimistic about the Blue Jays than she is. She seemed pretty down. I would not be surprised if a Chapman or someone like that emerges as a big player for Toronto, or Vlad Guerrero Jr. getting back to it. I think Toronto had a miserable, at a mediocre first half of the season and a very good second half of the season, and I'm very confident that they've shored up their bullpen. Even though Teoscar Hernandez is traded away, I think they're still a solid team. And it would not surprise me if the rising tide of a team that I think is going to have a very good year could really be could help a Vladdy Guerrero Jr. or someone else on the Toronto squad.
Yeah, don't forget Dalton Varsho now in the mix, helping out them Toronto Blue Jays. So that'd be kind of fun.
You had to bring it in there.
All right. Bring it in there. And then how about we look ahead to the Cy Young Award race now? I also kind of like Wander Franco at plus 5,000 and Corey Seager at plus 5,000 for MVP as well. But how about the NL Cy Young Award race? Do you want to try to guess number one here, Sully Baseball?
God. I mean, I'll just say Scherzer, because I always say Scherzer. When in doubt, I say Scherzer. But I'm really, my heart isn't really into that. But I'll just say Scherzer.
Scherzer's a fun one. He's at number 4 at plus 750. His teammate Justin Verlander, number 3 at plus 700. Burns at number 2, plus 700. Then the favorite is the reigning Cy Young Award winner, Sandy Alcantara at plus 500, and Aaron Nola at number 5 at plus 1,200. So Sandy, once again, favorite for the NL Cy Young Award after coming off a fantastic season, and maybe he should be. Why should we not expect it? Is it too crazy to expect Sandy Alcantara to look like the best pitcher in baseball by a mile once again? Maybe it is.
No, and he's a throwback pitcher. He's an ace that pitches like an ace, and that the team lets him complete his games, or at least pitch deep into the games. I mean, I've said to you, I think one of the things that is behind pitchers being taken out in the 5th or 6th innings, it could be talking about this stat of like, going through the lineup a third time, or going through, trying to preserve their arms. I think I completely believe it's economic. It's economics. Ace pitchers get paid more than anybody, so let's not have ace pitchers anymore. Let's have pitchers who go 5-6 innings, and then a parade of relievers, interchangeable relievers who come through there. Sandy Alcantara, who I believe was the unanimous Cy Young Award winner last year. I'm pretty sure about that, and deserved to be, in my humble opinion. I loved watching him pitch last year. And that's as good a pick as any. I mean, I just have this image of the Mets doing well this year. I'm high on the Mets this year, and Scherzer was I don't think he ranked in because he was injured for too much of last year. I think Scherzer and Verlander have one last. It's like a Clint Eastwood film where they, like Clinton, someone else, like where they have one last score to settle. He and Morgan Freeman in Unforgiven, just one last score. And this Scherzer and Verlander, who each have won titles away, have joined together, and we got to win one more title together. And so I'm for that. I would love Alcantara to pitch well. I think he's a lot of fun. I would put two other ones I would put high up there. I would put Max Fried.
Okay,
is up there probably for Atlanta. At least he should be.
Fried is pretty high. He's at number 6 at plus 1,300.
Okay, and you said Corbin Burns is high up there.
Yeah, he's number 2.
Okay, and I like Kyle Wright of Atlanta. Kyle Wright of Atlanta is someone I like. I don't, and now I'm gonna go. I'm not just trying to kiss up to you. I want to. I like.
Say his name correctly, though. Say his name correctly. Let's hear it.
Zach Gallen.
Okay, nope. You did it wrong again.
Is it Gallen?
Yeah, Gallen. You always say Gallen.
Well, there you go.
You always do it.
Who the hell follows the Diamondbacks? But all right, but I like him. I put him up there.
Gallen's cool. He's like number 8 at plus 1400. I love the Kyle Wright pick because Kyle Wright, if you want to make some serious cheddar with a futures bet, he's plus 5,000 right now. So you
Oh,
can make,
good. Then take that.
yeah,
I mean, because I think he's going to be a Cy Young contender. From what I saw last year, I thought he was
yeah.
terrific.
He was looked like a Cy Young contender last year. And
Yeah,
I think the other pitcher that's tremendous value at plus 4,000 is the Giants guy, Logan Webb.
yep.
I
Logan
also
Webb
think
is
he
good.
has a great chance.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I
Hmm,
would lean more on Kyle Wright than Logan Webb. No offense, Logan
okay.
Webb's a fine pitcher.
Okay,
But yeah, right,
okay. All
right.
right, Sully. Okay.
But
All right.
I love Zach Galen though.
Okay. No, we're not even going to respond to that one. American League Cy Young. Let's just move on. Do you want to guess who's number one in the AL Cy Young? I'll give you a hint. He has switched conferences or leagues, whatever you want to say.
Oh, then I'm going to say Carlos Rodon
That's a great guess. Carlos Rodon
because he
is number.
went from the Giants to the Yankees.
That's a good one. He's number 3 at plus 1,000, but it's a different guy that moved to New York. Or
Um,
no, from New York to Texas, I should say.
Jacob DeGrom?
Yes, favorite for
Really?
Cy Young. Yes, Twitter
Really?
FanDuel plus 600 right now.
Really?
Yes, you like that,
Is he
Degrom?
favored to be in a full body cast?
Now these are contingent on him pitching at least 30 starts, probably.
Which he over how many years?
Maybe three, maybe it's a
Oh my
3 young,
God.
3 year
No,
Cy Young
no.
award.
The answer to that's
Um,
no. That's gonna be no with a capital no. I think that's a terrible bet.
if it
That's
makes
a
you feel
terrible
better,
bet.
the Yankees got the next two at Garrett Cole number 2 and then
Yeah.
Carlos Rodon number 3.
Yeah, I would have put Garrett Cole. My pick for Cy Young at this point, and it's not just because I think he was robbed of the World Series MVP, but I think he's going to step into the role of ace. Number one pitcher is going to be Framber Valdez. Framber
Okay.
Valdez. That the world has opened up. There's no more Dallas Keuchels, Garrett Coles, Justin Verlanders, Charlie Morton's, and it's now his rotation to lead. No more Zach Greinke's. It's his rotation to lead, and I think he's ready to lead it. And I think Framber Valdez is going to be the American League Sandy Alcantara because he will be the pitcher who's allowed to go deep in the games. The Dusty Baker will trust him. He is going to be everything. He's going to be an innings eater, everything that you would want he was a 200 innings pitcher last year and had a wonderful season that was only overshadowed by Justin Verlander, who had the lower ERA and one more game, blah, 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 blah. Valdez, I don't know where he is on that list. He's my pick to be the MVP. And if I'm shoving any money in there,
Mm.
that's exactly who I'm picking. I do like Garrett Cole. I think he's in a weird way, he's underrated. I know that a lot of the sticky tacky stuff has gotten him, and the fact he's lost some big playoff games has gotten him. He's pitched well for the Yankees. He's a very good
Yeah.
pitcher. He may not be the great ace they thought they were getting. He's a very good to excellent pitcher. I like Shane Bieber when he's healthy, and I think he had a good year last year. Alek Manoah obviously had a Cy Young worthy season last year. Dylan Cease had a very good year last year. Not sure how much we're going to look at that. There is another name on here, however, and you got to tell me where he fits on here.
Okay.
Where's Otani?
I knew it was coming. Otani is 6 in this at plus 1,200.
Would it be something if he wins the Cy Young Award? And last year, lest we forget, last year he pitched very, very well. He had a very low ERA in the 2.3s. He pitched a lot of innings. His stats were good across the board. He made because I have it up here. He had 28. He had 28 starts.
He finished 4th in Cy Young votes last
Yeah.
year.
Now imagine if he took one of the people he was behind is Verlander's in the other league. Another was Dylan Cease. There's no way he's going to have that great a season again. All right. And so next up, the one in front of him is Alek Manoah, who I do think is a very good pitcher, and I do think will have a very good year. But if anyone's going to win the Cy Young Award, Toronto's Jose Barrios is going to win it all.
Let's run back that take. Yeah, it's actually shocking to see because you always think Otani, the one thing holding him back in this race is the fact that he doesn't make enough starts. But 28 starts
He
for
made
Otani
28
last year.
starts.
That's a lot of starts. So it's like if
Yeah.
he can hit 29, there's a realistic shot that Otani does have to win the Cy Young Award race. If I'm looking at value, I do like Cease at plus 1,000. I do like Manoah at plus 1,000. But the guy you did mention is probably the best value at this list. Framber Valdez is like tied at 10th at plus 2,000 with the Robbie Rays of the world. Now, Luis Castillo is also plus 2,000. Kevin Gausman is also plus 2,000. But the fact that Valdez and Robbie Ray are both
No,
plus 2,000, Valdez should be
no.
miles ahead of Robbie Ray.
Valdez is going to have a great year. Valdez is going to have a great year. And by the way, Otani made 29 starts last year. Do you know who's not going to make 29 starts in 2023?
DeGrom.
Jacob deGrom.
That's rough.
I don't dislike Jacob deGrom. I like Jacob deGrom. And I have so many of my friends who are huge Met fans who say, oh, when he's healthy, when he's healthy, when he's healthy. He should legally put when he's healthy into his name. Okay, of course, when he's healthy, he's Jacob freaking deGrom with a lowercase d. But most of the time, the D we're talking about is the DL, or I guess now it's IL. Fine.
Yeah,
But
if
the
you want
fact
to
of the
talk,
matter is and then he's going to a hitter's ballpark in Texas. Granted, it's not the same situation like it was at the old ballpark in Arlington, where that was a launching pad. But still, I don't see it. I don't see it. Did I mention I don't see it?
yeah, if you want to talk about win healthy pitchers, Chris Sale plus 10,000 on the Cy Young Award
No,
race list.
no.
That was kind of fun. And then one other one that I think is kind of interesting for my betting people out there. If you don't care about players coming off of Tommy John surgery, at plus 3,500, Tyler Glass now is going to have a full season. So maybe you might want to.
I like Glass now. I think he's a
Okay.
good pitcher. I just don't. I don't see him as a Cy Young Award winner, but I think he's going to be all right.
Do you want to hear the rookie of the year too, real quick?
Yeah, I don't know. Those are always so much harder
Yeah.
to pick.
We won't guess them.
Do you want? Let me make one guess. Can I make one guess?
Yeah, just try to guess the favorites. You want to just do that? We won't go through
Yeah, I'll
top
do that.
five.
I'm gonna say, what's his name? The Hunter Brown. I'm saying Hunter
Okay.
Brown of Houston because he was on the team that won the World Series, but now he's going to be a rookie. He's going to have a full slot in the rotation this year. I think he's going to be the rookie of the year. That's my pick for rookie of the year, mainly because I remembered his name.
Okay, that's beautiful. He's at number 2 on here. So
Okay, so I'm not out of my tree.
No,
Is
not.
what's his name from? Oh, it's probably what's his name from Baltimore, right?
Yes, Gunnar Henderson is
Yes.
number 1.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna stay
then
with my pick. I'm gonna stick with my pick.
And then number 4 and number 5 is just fun for you because we've got Tristan Cassis of the Red Sox at number 4, and then the new Japanese outfielder that they signed at number 5. So those are kind of fun. Royce Lewis at number 3 to round out the top 5 there. So I don't really have a value play for that one. It's harder for me to predict the American League Rookie of the Year. So whatever value you think is good there, I'll ride with that. I might like Cassis of the Red Sox at plus 1,000. And then do you want to guess the NL Rookie of the Year favorite, Sully, or have a pick?
Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is really the part of the show that we wanted to see and get to and waited for, because I just wanted to come up here and talk about how Corbin Carroll is the NL Rookie of the Year, Sully, at plus, and a really fun number, plus 420. Corbin Carroll is the Rookie of the Year. You also have Miguel Vargas at 2, Esquivel Tovar 3, Kodai Senga of the New York Mets at number 4, and then Jordan Walker at number 5 to round out your top 5. Go place your money on Corbin Carroll. He's smashing the Rookie of the Year award.